Well, hello there, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Last time I believe we were just continuing doing some world quests around the world here in Fontaine. Again, basically trying to do all the world quests and trying to 100% the 4.0 regions of Fontaine so that I can, get some gems, get some progress towards C6ing Arlecchino. And then, of course, we can move on to other regions, and they are still adding more regions. And honestly, by the time Arlecchino comes out, there'll be even more regions. And so we're working on that. And yeah, let's start off today talking with what? Where the heck is what's the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name. The blubber beast that was in this area. Oh, there he is. Is that it? Is that the guy? Berry Puff. So again, I think we should be intermittently every time we start one of these videos. If it's a new day, we should go ahead and talk to Berry Puff and see what's going on. So we'll start the video doing this. Also, I always need to set up a timer. The problem with recording a lot of these videos is that I need to set a timer so that I don't go overtime. And usually that has always been the case with these Genshin Impact videos that I've started recording with non-mobile, but even this has been starting when it comes to my Nintendo Switch videos, because now I'm recording those on OBS. Well, actually, when I spread misinformation, OBS actually has a timer. When I do screen recordings like this, there's no timer, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, probably should have drank some water before this. My throat's gonna kill me by like 15 minutes. Berry Puff seems to have been able to recognize us now. That's right, that's again. We bought you food too. Blizzard, let's feed Berry Puff something delicious just like last time, shall we? For some reason, the blubber beast doesn't seem to be paying attention to you. Give him a piece of salmon? Huh? Why aren't you eating anymore? Maybe it's already full. Maybe it doesn't like this kind of food. No, that won't work. Being picky is bad. Well, Pion wants to say that, but Berry Puff really looks pretty tired. So maybe pickiness is not the problem here. Hey, speaking of not being picky, it seems like it's looking in that direction. That's new. Blub. It seems to be a aberrant being trapped in a ball. I fully explored the underwater area to the best of my ability, so yeah, I wouldn't have missed something like that. So that just spawned for this quest, I believe. There's another blubber beast trapped in water weeds. That's why he's been acting weirdly. Isn't too worried about his partner to eat. Blizzard, let's cut off the water beast and set his friend free. The thing is, there are no manta rays in this area, so there must be one now. Blub. Looks like Berry Puff is concerned with what's happening over there. Let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, always when you have a chance to talk to, the person, the animal again, you should always do that, just because sometimes you miss it. Yep, there's a newly spawned stingray that I don't think was ever here. Do I need to destroy them both at the same time? No, I don't. Sometimes you need to destroy them both at the same time. Blub. It's a aberrant. The guys you can suck up their abilities. Okay, Berry Puff seems fine. Maybe we should go back and have a look. Can I suck this guy? I sucked him. Is there anything new that I can do with this? I don't think I had this in this particular area. Yeah, I don't think I did. Okay, well, anyways, yeah, there's a stingray over there too, I guess. Maybe there was a lot of stingrays back here. Okay, anyways. We can feed Berry Puff now. It's like that story. I forgot. It's a movie about like a bubble girl or a bubble boy trapped in a house, and then they meet their neighbor is like this other young man or woman. I don't know which the gender they all were. And then they fell in love, and then something happens, and one of the characters probably died. It's like a romantic comedy or something. The movie sounds interesting. I should watch that, but I forgot what it was. It probably came out like 10 years ago or something. Hey, it looks happy now. Well then, let's give it some food. Eat my fish. Oops. Eat my fish. Every time the game like stops, like they put my cursor in the middle now for some reason. I don't want my cursor in the middle. I want it at the bottom so you guys don't see it. This time the lower B sniffs the food you hand over inquiringly before swallowing and one gulp happily clapping his stomach afterwards. Click to continue. The lawyer circles around you a few times as if in thanks and then turns around. Through the partition of crystalline transparence, it joins is kindred in something akin to a song. Their voices joyous. Or their voice joyous. Yeah, that should do it. Seems like we're having a lot of fun in all inclusive. Maybe we should leave them be for now. Okay, so half if the health value increase, which is good. Probably 2 more, and then we can fully increase Berry Puff's health pool. Hey, it looks like you're really happy to recover soon and you'll be able to go out and play with your friends. Alright, Paimon, I think it's full already. Let's come back later. Seeing Berry Puff eat is making Paimon hungry. Clizzard, let's get Paimon some food. The thing is about this game is we can't really feed Paimon. At least we can't feed Paimon normally. There's an event where we can feed Paimon, which involves the teapot, the Serenity teapot, which now you can add Paimon as a companion, which wasn't the case when that companion feature was added into Serenity teapot. Indeed, indeed. So now that we've got that out of the way, you can see that I've actually 100% ignored the circle here. I actually 100% the Blau region, which is interesting. It makes sense because there aren't any gated chests in this region. Because there's a gated chest, for example, here in the region I'm in. There's another gated chest here, and there's another gated chest up here. So there's a few gated chests. Actually, there's supposed to be 4, and I've only found 3. There's probably 1 in this area that I haven't found yet. But regardless, yeah, 100% this region. But I'm still like 89% of the Barrow region. And I've explored this region. This was the first region I actually started exploring. And you know, there's still chests underground. Like, there's still chests underground. Like, if I put my compass, it points literally downwards. And then also, I mentioned this in another video, but like, I haven't been to this area underground here. So, I actually had to look it up online, how to continue exploring this area. And I went and I found a lead. And one of the leads to get to this area and, you know, to have access to more chests underground, you actually need to start another Melusine quest. And this Melusine quest actually involves this person, question mark, question mark, question mark. And I guess I just never noticed this Melusine before. So let's start this world quest. This world quest should unlock more of the Barrow region. Indeed, let's do it. Hey, what are you doing under a waterfall? Are you gonna take a bath or something? If that's the case, we won't disturb you. A bath? I was pondering some profound questions. If I must say, I suppose I am meditating. The meditating Melusine. If you hadn't come thundering along and interrupted my train of thought, perhaps I would have already come up with the answers. We are really sorry. Let's see. A human most strange and a rainbow balloon. You two must be outside the village. Must be from outside the village. Right, Paimon's Paimon, she's Clizzard. Wait a second. Though you're right to say that we're not from here. What do you mean, a rainbow balloon? The thing is, Melusines do see things that we don't see, right? Every time a character talks about Paimon, I'm always interested to see what they say because, you know, obviously humans like, you know, Jean and Sarah, Sarah's kind of a yokai, right? But you know, normal people like Jean and I'm trying to think of other normal people. Jean and Daya, she's pretty normal. I guess Farina, maybe even to an extent. They see Paimon. Paimon looks normal. But some people can suss out certain things about Paimon. You know, like I'm guessing Melusines can. And of course, you know, people from the Abyss, perhaps Adeptus, perhaps Yokais, you know, all these like different type of people can see different things about Paimon. Because, you know, Paimon definitely isn't normal. So every time a character mentions something about Paimon, like describing her as a rainbow balloon, you know, that rainbow description is very interesting, and it makes you ponder the true hidden identity of Paimon, because obviously Paimon isn't as Paimon seems. Regardless, you're right, you might not see it that way. I almost forgot about that again. Let me think. Right, what does Paimon look like to you? He looks like a white specter, like emergency food. Paimon's Paimon. Like a white specter, like emergency. I guess we'll keep on going with this line of joking, I suppose. Now that's just wrong. Interesting, but my Paimon is just like a little rainbow balloon floating in the air. Her strings seems to extend upward to somewhere above the sky. So I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Every time a character talks about Paimon, I mean, we just had this with recently, what's it? what's her name? Jing Yuan. No, Jing Yuan's the Honkai Star Rail character. You know, the character from. I just did the Chen Yu Veil, and then the character Bluey, as Little Mao calls her, that character also sees Paimon differently. And now this Melusine, who has been meditating, alright, it's not just a normal Melusine. Normal Melusine already probably see Paimon and us a bit differently, but this Melusine meditates, and so they must have some more grandeur thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And to say Paimon has a string that extends up into the air, I mean, we already know that Paimon, or I shouldn't say we already know, but we can look at Paimon like her little leg and hand brace things, right? Her crown, this symbol in the middle of her shirt, her eyes, which has like starry, her cape, which has like constellations on it. We can tell that Paimon's probably from, or connected, I should say, to Celestia, or the above, you know what I'm saying? What the? Seriously? And then Paimon probably seems to have forgotten everything. That's the thing. Or Paimon probably forgot about her true identity, but she's not worried too much about it. Unlike March 7th. Anyways, I'm getting way too off track. Yes, and just what does Clizzard look like in your eyes, Paimon? Of course, Paimon's golden-haired traveling companion. Don't tell Paimon you see the same thing. What if I really must say, then I see a monster that looks like it could swallow the whole world in one single bite. I mean, you know what? You're not wrong. That's way too scary. Are you serious? Of course I'm serious. Perhaps you've heard that we Melusines can see things that humans cannot see. But for some reason, I see things differently. Even when compared to other Melusines, I can always find things that have been hidden. I have read that the nature of things is hidden beneath them. This nature decides our future. Not that I know what that means. If that's the case, how did you know we're outsiders? Well, though what we see is different, I can still find ideas and what we have in common. Just like how you can tell a flower is still a flower no matter how certain the color is, right? As long as I spend enough time with everyone, I can grasp the concepts that everyone talks about and then pretend to fit in. If you hadn't looked special in my eyes at all, I wouldn't have struggled to find the right concept to describe you. As I thought, it seems that I still have lots to learn. That's a whole bunch of stuff that Paimon didn't really get. On that note, we've been talking for ages, and we don't really even know your name. What is a name but an artificial code that confers false uniformity on different perspectives or perceptions? Still, everyone calls me Kenotila. That's a very difficult name to say. Kenotila, and you may do so as well. Wow, you talk in such a roundabout way, just like a scholar. I mean, she does have a little book besides her. Roundabout, is that how you see it? I don't usually talk with humans from outside, so I don't quite understand your methods of communication. I'm merely making deductions and inferences based on what I read in books. You keep talking about what you read in books. Do Melusines read too? It must be pretty inconvenient for you to turn pages, right? I wasn't expecting there to be books here. But maybe they don't use their hands, but the feelers in their hands. Wait, that's not the point. Still, Paimon wasn't expecting there to be books hidden here. Yes, an amazing scholar left them behind, all hidden inside a secret base. All of what I just said, I learned from these books. There's even a book there that I just couldn't understand. Meditation has allowed me to comprehend it, ever so little of it. But lately, I've been making no progress no matter how I rack my brain. That's why I came here to meditate and try to find a way forward. A book that can't be understood. Aren't arcane secrets never meant to be known by everyone, usually encrypted in books like that? Speaking of secrets, that usually means treasure. Now that Paimon thinks about it, she's getting curiouser and curiouser. If you're interested, why don't I take you there to have a look? That book is important to me, and I must find a way to understand it. You appear to be knowledgeable, well-informed outsiders. Perhaps you'll be able to understand a book quite easily. I've certainly solved a puzzle or two. That's right, we're like super professional at this. Come on, Canotila, show us the way. Yes, show us the way. We are about to unlock a new area, which I haven't been in. It's very exciting. I'm also using a different keyboard, so if I accidentally press I knew it was going to be in this area. Didn't I friggin' go here before? I literally said that there was a rock blocking the path. Then I say there was a rock blocking the path. I feel like I said this in the video before. This rock right here. This rock right here seems seemingly blocking the way. And we're here. If you're down below this entrance, you'll find a place where the scholar once hid the books. Well, it looks like an ordinary pond. What sort of entrance are you talking about? That's right, it's being hidden after all, so you won't be able to see. Hey, just watch then. Canotila takes out something that looks like a key, tracing the air along some unseen trail. Like Disney, you know, where they draw like the Mickey Mouse in Disney Channel, you know what I'm talking about? There is a soft chime and a shallow pool before it becomes unfathomably deep. It was, the rock is gone! I had a feeling that rock was in the way. I had the feeling. Well, here's the entrance now. Well, Palm, I couldn't tell you how you did that. Well, I can't quite explain it either, but while others can't see it, there are actually all sorts of fissures here. As long as I use my token to draw a line across the fissure, I can do some incredible things. Okay, this Melusine definitely seems powerful. That said, I don't know why they are only present here. As such, I did a lot of research until I found that undecipherable book. It has much to do with me and my token, and I'm also certain that if I figure it out, I know why I'm special in this way. Holy, she said I 1, 2, 3, 4 times in that sentence. That's a lot. That's quite the burden. Well then, that's enough of that. Let's go inside. I must find a way to understand that strange book. Alright, I am so ready for this. I am so ready for this. Because again, the compass, I lied. The compass doesn't describe going anywhere. I lied. Okay, let's explore this area, which I haven't been in. And yeah, I guess we can erase these quest marks. I have an idea of what's gonna be up here, because again, I kind of searched. Oh, I dropped my keyboard. Dropped. I kind of figured out what was up here, and so I kind of know what's up here. Mild spoiler. I've been mildly spoiled. Okay, let's jump out, and we have this mysterious book that perhaps the Melusine was talking about. So you can understand it all either. So you can't understand it at all either. After all, not a single word. I reckon we should look more closely. You stare at the runes on the page for some time. The runes slowly start to disintegrate and resemble themselves, becoming new words. At the same time, your surrounding seems to recede and you arrive in a strange new place. I see. This is a world where even sweet flowers and mint cannot grow. Can you see it too? You turn around to look at the source of the voice, but are suddenly awakened. Looking back at the book, it looks just like it did originally, as though nothing happened. So did you discover anything? It was like I entered a strange place. I think I saw some runes dissolving and then reconstructing themselves. That's weird. Did you just stare too intensely or something? I knew you'd be able to see it too. Huh? Have you had the same experience, Tila? Is this what you mean by meditating? Yes, though I can't understand a single word in the book, I get a strange feeling from looking at it for long enough. It feels as though you've been transported to another world, and then you can start to understand the book's contents. But as soon as you awake, you're back to being unable to comprehend it. Then what have you seen before? Oh, wait just a moment. Ta-da! This is my notebook. I wrote down everything I saw inside. That said, I wrote it all down while I was meditating, and I was sort of in a trance, so it might be a bit hard to understand. Let Palma see. Yep, this is really messy. Wow. But it says something about an illness or something like that. Yeah, we did see illness when we were doing Momir's world quest. We did encounter. Was it that when we encountered illness? Yeah, and then illness was I think illness was the creator of Melusines, and then they decided to like sacrifice themselves so that Melusines can live. I think that was the case. And then like where we are right now is like kind of illness's body, and then illness's blood, and illness's cells are those little purple blobs that attack you. You know, those enemies, those are like illness's like cells. So I know a little bit about illness. At least I think I know a little bit. I don't know if that's all true or not. Based on my previous results, the scholar must have been conducting research on illness or something. Then this book must record things that happened a long time ago. Yes, but I still cannot understand exactly what happened. Even when why is my camera? What's happening with my camera? What is going on? I think it's what. While I'm meditating, I can't make heads or tails of what comes before and after. As such, though I can understand just a little bit, I still don't know what it is really saying. If I'm not mistaken, however, the book is still missing a ton of content. Oh yeah, my camera is. I think it's fixed now. The notebook does mention a few locations. So it means that these locations will be clues. Locations, yes, the name of locations are written between important sections. Could it be trying to tell us where critical parts of the text are hidden? Okay, so this is a little bit of a scavenger hunt where we need to go to like different places. I mean, I've guessed as much in the past, but I've never left illness. So in that case, why don't you start here? Canotila. We'll go investigate the place in notebook. Maybe we'll find the missing pieces. And besides, it's related to illness. So there's no way we're going to ignore it. Alright, in that case, I'm counting on you too. If you find anything, just bring it back. I'll be waiting here for you. Okay. Decipher the page. The problem is, I have no idea where to go. So I sure hope that there is something that hints us where to go. Enigmatic page 12.
I'll keep this close.
We got a treasure chest, which is nice because that's probably where my compass has been pointing at this whole time. Yeah, every time I'm like above here, or every time I'm like chilling around this area. Well, actually, I think there's a chest in like this area as well. Okay, well that's one of them at least. Decipher the page. Let's see what we have to say here. These do look like missing pages from a book. Let's try putting one back, shall we? Insert page. I have enigmatic page number 1. Oh, so these that we've been finding this whole time are the items that we need. I have found a few, but yeah, the problem with these enigmatic pages is that they are all, what should I say? They're all a bit confusing to find simply because they are investigation points. And because they are investigation points, I potentially might miss them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. I'm missing 10. Oh no. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I actually pop off and have like the majority of them? I'm missing 10. This is 9, this is 11. I'm missing 10. That's so unfortunate. I might just search up where that is, just because I've basically been everywhere. I've basically been everywhere in Fontaine 4.0, and so if I'm missing a page, I have no idea where to even start to look for it. However, we have 13, or we have 12 out of potentially 13 pages, so let's slip one in and see what happens. Enigmatic page, an ancient paper that whose contents are completely unintelligible. Perhaps there's some way to decipher the contents. Okay. Also, I want to read the world quest. Book of Esoteric Revelations. To investigate the secrets of the unfathomable book, you decide to work alongside Kanatila. Okay, enough stalling. Let's put a page in. I want to put most of them in. I don't want to put 11 in before I put 10. So I would have to find 10 before I continue. And then we just need to concentrate and meditate on the book like before. The edge of the page gradually blurs. After a spell of dizziness, something happens. Okay, fantastic. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, is this I recognize this instantly because this is literally connected with my gamer tag. This is like I don't know, what is this? It's what's this called? This has a special name to it. And I want to say it appears in Jewish religion, but I'm not exactly sure. I feel like this is kind of a religious thing, whatever this is. But basically, the story behind this and the story behind my name actually is that there's this Yu-Gi-Oh archetype, or there's a few Yu-Gi-Oh archetypes that were all connected. Clifford was the one that I really enjoyed, but Clifford, you know, Shadow, I think Burning Abyss, Zephyra, all that stuff, Shadows, I think I mentioned Shadows. They're all connected to, like, there's a Yu-Gi-Oh archetype, which all connected to each other, basically lore-wise. And I know Clifford used this symbol. And I think Zephyra also, I mean, Zephyra's field spell also has this this symbol. And of course, the Clifford Yu-Gi-Oh archetype is one of my favorites, and I just took Klee, and then my favorite animal is lizard. So there's the Klee archetype and lizard, and I just combined it and boom, my name. That's how it all started. And so yeah, seeing this is very funny because this is literally connected, or I would like to say this is connected with my name, even though I don't know what this itself isn't connected, but this is connected to Yu-Gi-Oh, which is my, you know what I mean, right? Reading countless volumes here, it appears that these books were left behind by an ancient order, kingdom rise and fall, and when a civilization is annihilated, a new one will be born after from its ashes, which these books refer to as Fortuna. It's somewhat rudimentary, but theoretically, at least it bears some striking resemblance to the computational scheme I have formulated in termed world formula. Other records are blurred with age, but were I able to quantify them to some extent, they could be of use in my world formula calculations. No matter how many times I derive it, the result remains the same, though this result is not expected. Unlike the world depicted in these ancient texts, there will be no more new civilizations born, unless we consider introducing variables from outside the system. As if there were some sort of power, there might be a chance. If there was some sort of power, there might be a chance. Here I'll find the magical techniques left behind by the golden trope. They seem to be referred to by various names. I'll go with this one for now. Based on my interpretation, it appears to be known as the seal of chemical marriage and consists of two parts. However, it has been weathered too much to decipher any more information. Interestingly, I've encountered similar symbols in documents from the North Institute archives. They are complicated, yet the underlying principles are quite clear. If the records prove accurate, there are some key locations within the realm remaining. Related records may be found elsewhere as well. I should record my findings here for now, as they may prove useful in the future. Okay, let me actually figure out what this is called. I'm just gonna literally type in Clifford Yu-Gi-Oh! Because all the Cliffords have this. All the Clifford monsters have this symbol basically on them. But yeah, it's the Zephyr field spell that kind of has. Yeah, I don't know what this would be called. I'm sure if I do. Okay. Design. Yeah, okay. Was I correct on Jewish religion type vibes here? I don't know what it's called. Yeah, I don't know. I think Zephyr is a little bit better because Zephyr's, I want to say Zephyr's field spell literally has the sign, but I could be wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm looking online. There's like so much lore. Yeah, I can't find it. I can't find it exactly. Maybe if I remember to write it and talk about it in the description, I will, but probably not gonna be able to remember. Tree of Death. Is that it? Oh, we are so we are so off track. We are so off track. Yeah? I think it's the Tree of Life and the Tree of Death. I don't know. It's like it's Jewish stuff. Wait, this is freaking Black Clover. What the heck? Hold up. Stop it. Clifford Empowerment? The Clifford. Is this? If I just type in Clifford, is it not like Yu-Gi-Oh specific? Oh my gosh, does my name have Jewish backgrounds to it? That's kind of hilarious because I'm not Jewish, but like, I mean, if I type in Clifford in Google Images, all it says is Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It doesn't really say anything like religious. Okay, well anyways, things are getting incredibly off track. Fantastic. Well, this time, Pokemon can start to understand. Seems like the confusion was all due to the pages that were missing before, huh? Awesome. Let's put another page in, shall we? Insert page. Let's put in page 2. Yeah, they want us to put it in order. So, because I'm missing page 10, I'm going to need to look for it. As you start meditating again, you once more attempt to understand the page's content. The edge of the page blur and the incomprehensible shapes that line in leap forth as if mounted on a pop-up book. Yes, before you can make sense of what is happening, there's a rush of noise all around you. You return to the world as it is. Oh, too much reading. The population of the land and waters wrought by the giant beast illness seems to have been mostly purified and diluted. However, when it comes to illness itself, even the adults seem to be at a total loss. They simply cordon off the surrounding area. Nevertheless, it was quite easy to sneak in. It felt rather strange slipping into the creature's mouth, and it reminded me of events from some of the stories I once read. Though I have no substantive evidence, I still sense some sort of will from it. Jacob did too. Oh, here we go, Jacob again. There were no signs of decay in the flesh. However, its body was hardened as if forming a protective memory. Given its current immobilized state, it looked like a self-defense mechanism to safeguard its internal organs. I think they are referring to illness as we see illness today, which is just a bunch of bones. And again, they kind of wanted to keep themselves in this dormant state, because I think if they were to like revive themselves, then the Melanies would be in trouble. I think that's what it is. So I think this is what we see illness as in today. Well, it does make sense with such a wellspring of vitality. If my deductions are correct, it may also be used to enhance Jacob's strength by following the same principle. However, at this stage, there is no need to subject Jacob to such risk. I should get safe experimental data first to the Institute of Natural Philosophy and then set specific research objectives. I think the Institute of Natural Philosophy is the area where we were going in with Virgil, and also where the Nars Ordo book is currently at. I think that was the natural philosophy place, right? Although, as Jacob mentioned, is Jacob... Okay, I need to search it up. Is Genshin Impact Jacob the Abyss dude that we met during Momir's story quest? I'm not dumb, right? Jacob Images, or just somebody else? Yeah, I think it is the Abyss dude that we met during Momir's story quest. Okay. Also, Google Images, and I might spoil myself, so that was a big mistake, because I saw some stuff that was interesting. But, okay, yeah, just to confirm that that was the character that we met during Momir's story quest. The person who was causing, or the entity that was causing a lot of trouble. Getting safe, yeah, it then set specific research objectives. Although Jacob was mentioned, it may waste a lot of precious time. After all, the flesh of illness remains toxic, and the risk if Jacob has returned. He's quite brave, but also an idiot. He didn't give any thought in the possible consequences. We have no one else to rely on now. The data we collected is still incomplete. Jacob had minor adverse reactions, primarily vomiting, but he recovered quickly and hasn't shown any symptoms in the short term. His mental status and physical status remain stable. It's only possible because Jacob completely trusts me. Our lives are limited. Still, even if it's just for the future, we must find a way to get allies, get stronger, and prevent disaster. Elaine has enrolled in the Institute of Natural Philosophy. Again, we've heard a little bit about Elaine, but oh my gosh, I'm seeing a name. We heard a little bit about Elaine, but I don't really remember much about her. We've heard about this person though. Or he, I suppose. He should fit right in with his short mind. I bought the pocket watch he gave us. We have a pocket watch. And we compared the time only to find there was already a significant discrepancy. Okay, so there might be some time aspects of being involved. We agreed to meet at the Institute. The bright minds of Fontaine are gathered there, and we can expect to make huge progress and get much needed help. As for Mary Ann, just the sight of her fills me with joy. We had a long discussion with the North Institute, but Jacob was crying through most of it. I didn't tell them about Jacob. It's because Uncle Gilautin, I don't recognize his name, who was with them, is part of the Maison Gardiennage. Although he seems to be treating Elaine and Marianne very well. He still can't be trusted. After all, father and mother, it was all the doing of their lackeys and goons. Again, there's so much lore and things to bite, but I'm not super privy when it comes to like the lore about all this stuff. Again, the NARS Research Institute, the whole thing with Mary Ann, the whole thing with Jacob, the whole thing with illness. I know a little bit of it, or at least I think I know a little bit of it, but yeah, it's still a bit confusing. Well, Palmer can read the words now, but the author intended meaning is still a total mystery. We just have to put this last page in and see what we get. Maybe the concept will link up or something. There's more? The test on Jacob's strength. Oh, I'm seeing words. The test on Jacob's strength continued. As before, the flesh and blood of the great beast's illness is being used as nutrition. Jacob seems to have gotten used to it, so there is nothing to worry about anymore. Okay. Yeah, it seems like they're doing some sus stuff under here. And it seems like they're trying to feed Jacob energy from illness. Very similar to, I'm getting similar vibes to the whole Dottore Scaramouche arc in Sumeru, where they're trying to like eat people's dreams to like power up a false god in Scaramouche. And then we came in and we died like 70 something times. Well, it sounded like 300 something times. Well, we eventually got there, right? But this kind of reminds me of that, doing some bad stuff. And we know that Jacob turned into some kind of abyss being. So we know that this very well could be connected to the whole abyss arc concerning us and our brother or our sibling. And of course, we're seeing some interesting words down here. But regardless, seems like I'm used to it and nothing to worry about anymore. Thus, the adverse reaction observed before may just have been caused by Jacob's feeling of disgust. It's a relief to know that his physical condition hasn't been harmed. Jacob still eats, but not out of habit and no longer as a necessity for survival. But only out of habit and not for necessity of survival. Okay, so Jacob seems to be getting to the point of false godhood. You know what I'm saying? But I suppose it's a good thing because eating together is nice. It suddenly occurred to me that Jan was somewhat similar to the flesh and blood of illness, so I made a joke about it. Jacob seemed quite uncomfortable. The result have improved significantly in comparison to previous tests. Perhaps more can be done. Then the next step would be to attempt the opening of a passage. The passage was opened successfully, though it only lasted a short while. During this time, many black monsters that were shaped like dogs emerged. Okay, so we see a lot of wolves. We initially saw the wolves in Inazuma, so I'm not exactly sure what the connection with these wolves are. I don't know if they're like Abyss or something else. They were very aggressive and terrifying, but thank goodness Jacob was there. Though he was so scared, he was crying, he still managed to wipe them out while bawling. These monsters are identical to those we discovered during our desert expedition. Yeah, again, these monsters appear in many places. However, those were salty gray, stiff, and immobile at the time, because it was relatively safe. I'm certain that their properties are nearly identical of those of illness. The Conrian records mention passage appearing in large numbers, and numerous dangerous monsters that look like dogs emerge from them. It's very likely that they are the same type. So are these wolves connected to Conria? It could be safely postulated that the location these passages link to is full of these monsters, and I shall tentatively call them beastly rift. Thus, these hounds may be called rift hounds. As you read faster and faster, you fall into each other and arrive again in that mysterious place. The same voice rings before. Oh, fart me, bro. Fart me. No matter how many times I run the calculation, the results are the same. After a few hundred years, all the birthing waters of the world will dry up, and a few hundred years after that, the world will become as it appears now before us. This is quite the predicament. Hey, come on now, don't cry. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm here, aren't I? Don't you trust me? Also, Elaine and the others will definitely help. Also, I bet you'll definitely be able to survive this world. You're special. I know, you're worried about constitution of others is different from yours. That's reasonable. Well, that's why we need to continue researching the things left behind by the Golden Troop. Perhaps we'll discover some new possibilities. We'll go back to the North Institute together and take a look, okay? Are they time traveling? Like, also Elaine and the others. So I'm guessing, this involves Jacob and everybody. Golden Chope also. I mean, there's so many things I need to look at. The voice drift away again. After what feels like a long time though in this world, time seems to no longer measure changes in matter. You hear the voice once more. Holy, it looks like he won't help us anymore. We're the only ones I can rely on now. Hey, come on, don't be like that. I'm sad too, but I won't cry until after the fat lady sings. I won't cry until I die. Moreover, we still have time to find a way to cure him. I'm guessing curing Jacob. Don't be scared. It'll all go smoothly. There are already lots of people willing to listen to us. If we want to persuade them further, besides belief, we'll also need ceremony. As for a name, we'll call it the Book of Revealing and put it in the form of a book. We'll call it Book of Revealing and put it in the form of a book. What the heck? We'll use our secret cipher to write it. Everyone only sees the world that their cognitive framework allows them to see. But using this method, we can share the visions we have foreseen with others. As you begin to listen closely to what the voice is saying, it begins to gradually fade away. At the same time, you feel the world around you suddenly begin to collapse, and a roaring sound resounding, you awake again. Alright, we're back. You okay? Is that an earthquake just now? Earthquake? What earthquake? Nothing happened here. Paimon did get a little dizzy, but you look like you'd faint. You didn't wind up in some mysterious space again, didn't you? Did you? Just what's going on in the weird space anyhow. And if you think about it, it's pretty dangerous too. What if you go in and can't go back out? So what did you encounter inside? I seem to have witnessed a premonition that someone had. It seems to have heard a prophecy that someone made. The prophecy someone made? I mean, the first option seems more reasonable. Was that a prophecy? Huh. The pages we found before did mention something about deduction and calculations too. Could it be that the things revealed inside that space were actually the result of such deductions? If you say this is true, then this is actually a book of prophecies, wasn't it? Well, why make the format so complicated? If the author didn't want people to understand it, why wouldn't it have been better to not write it at all? Actually, I've heard all kinds of sounds while I was meditating, but they were just the song of birds and flowers. I don't know anything about the prophecy you spoke of. Since we must enter the space again to understand what is going on, if we meditate together this time, we should be able to enter it. Ooh, we are entering a new area? Is that what we're saying? Pawn still wait. Pawn wants to come to you. No way she's going to stay here alone. Once again, you focus upon meditating, and the fur surrounding you fades. The world goes silent. Then you hear the tiniest of sounds, and a feeling that is a wrath or perhaps grief wells up inside your heart. Your very soul feels drawn to this mysterious sound, and as you follow that sound, a whole world, faintly alien, supremely familiar, races to meet you. Oh, we're tripping balls! Holy, what? Where the heck do we end up? This is like some kind of dreamscape, and it must be the strange place you were talking about before. It's much more vivid than before. Did the author of the book really create this place, or did they hide such a space inside it too? Well, Palma doesn't know how they did it, but this place looks like a ruin. Also, you mentioned that Canotila is to get here. Well, we meditated with Canotila to get here, but we're the only two around right now. She didn't fall somewhere, did she? Oh no. Things could get bad. She winds up in danger. Let's go and find her. Hurry. We are in the book of Esoteric Revelation. Alright, just immediately off the bat, I'm getting some Enkanomiya vibes, right? This is very Enkanomiya vibey. Very Enkanomiya vibey here. There's like a little bit of... What's up there? Where are we also? Where are we? Scorch... No, that's not it. Yeah, there's a few things I want to see. Golden Chope, they mentioned the Golden Chope will help them. Golden Chope is the artifact, is one of the artifact sets that, for example, I'm using on Frina. It's Golden Chope. And so I wonder if this artifact set is connected. We did see that they didn't mention some kind of pocket watch. I don't know if this is connected to anything. We have this pocket watch here. And then also, yeah, let's go to archives and just real quickly suss out living beings. These wolves, rift wolves, are they a beast? They follow the encroaching abyss to devour the elements. So are they abyssal enemies? You know what? The abyss. I'm like, oh, are they abyssal enemies? They're literally under abyss. So I guess these are abyssal enemies. Did they have anything different to say? Yeah. I guess these cells are as well. I wonder if the things that cause these cells are the whole Jacob thing. Because we know that these are cells from illness. I wonder if it says. It mostly appears in illness, yeah. Melodies perceive as harmless creatures. You even find them adorable. Different perception than humans. Yeah, again, I'm pretty sure, from my understanding, that these are illness cells. Okay, so we know those are abyss. Also, I want to check equipment. We definitely need to take a peek at the golden chope because they seem to be connected to this for some reason. I don't really know much about this artifact set. Golden chope. I'm just looking for keywords here. I'm just looking for keywords. Something about king too. Glorious. Okay. Mount. Okay, yeah. This is definitely going. Didn't mention Fontaine, so. Since Bane, Dragon, Skilla, mate, is this freaking Tower of Fantasy? I've killed a lot of Skillas. Okay. Glorious, Old King. You're talking about King again. They are talking about Fontaine, so this can't... I mean, Fontaine must be existing at this point. Yeah. Yeah, nothing that really strikes me out as, like, something crazy here. Okay. Regardless... yeah, I kind of talked a lot of nonsense in this video, but I think I'm gonna end it here simply because I don't want to make this video too long. We're already at 45 minutes, and again, I did. What is back here? You see this? You seeing this? Is this page 10? Please be page 10. I need it. Yeah, I don't know how to get out of here, so yeah, I have to continue this for the sake of the video. Oh my gosh, we are getting. You're getting an interesting area here. Yeah, but this is the first time I've seen this area, so it's very cool. Regardless, we'll continue next time. I think there is a Melzine over there. Did you see that? So, thank you for watching. You're beautiful the way you are. And next time, we'll continue with this very interesting world quest. See you then.